Officials say severe flash flooding in the U.S. state of Texas has killed at least 27 people. Rescue teams are searching for more than 20 girls from a summer camp still unaccounted for. The flood swept through south central Texas, hitting Kerr County, which lies on the Guadalupe River. Residents were caught off guard as a month's worth of rain came down in just a few hours. Earlier, we spoke to John Downey. He's a news anchor at KTRH Radio in Houston and told us more about the search for those missing.
Well, these people could be just about anywhere. I mean, we don't. These floodwaters, obviously, because they came about so quickly and so powerfully, they could have, pushed these people just about anywhere. We've all seen pictures of rushing water in floods and incidents like this, and the people are going to pretty much end up where the water sends them. There was a flash flood warning in effect, and while we're known for flash floods in that particular part of the state, this one struck with unusual ferocity. This is highly unusual for this much water to come down this fast, even in a flash flood. That's the thing of it. It's the scale and the speed of it that are so unusual that took people off guard. And then the timing of it, 4 o'clock in the morning, most people are at home in bed. They're not out looking at the sky thinking, boy, this looks really bad. They're asleep. So literally where they were caught sleeping.
Jess Neumann is an associate professor in hydrology at the University of Reading in the UK. Can you explain more about how these flash floods were so unprecedented?
So we've heard in the report there, we've had a huge amount of rainfall falling in a relatively small area. This area of Texas is known as Flash Flood Alley, and we've just heard there that it's just not unusual for them to experience flash floods, but floods of this nature are unprecedented. We've heard that word used. We're looking at a very hilly area, quite thin soils. It's very, very hard for the river and the soil to absorb that amount of rainfall, so 4 months worth of rain. So it basically just completely runs off the surface. The question we need to now an answer to is what has gone wrong. Those flood alerts and warnings were issued, but it does appear that the people on the ground, they've still been taken by surprise. And sadly, many people have lost their lives. So we need to find out where that communication has also gone wrong.
You've said it can't be right that a flood of this magnitude in an area known to be at high risk of flash floods caused such devastation and has taken so many people by surprise. So what did go wrong in your opinion?
So it sounds like from the information we have so far that there was forecasts and there were warnings given out. What we're not clear about is exactly where those warnings were communicated to. So if they made it to a certain level but did not get disseminated down into the general public, then people don't know when they need to take action. And as we've heard, it was also a sort of a really bad condition that it happened at 4 o'clock in the morning. So people were literally asleep in their beds, which is horrific and terrible to imagine. And a lot of the work we do at University of Reading, where I'm based, is about imagination. People cannot imagine what it is like to be flooded to any degree, but certainly not like this. And this is a massive, massive stumbling point in people being prepared, because if you can't imagine that it's going to happen, then how do you prepare for it and how do you take action? But we really need to find out where that warning communication went. And why more action was not taken. Why were people not evacuated, when these warnings were first given?
How do you prepare for something at 4 o'clock in the morning? Does it mean that phone warnings or something are activated?
So early warning is absolutely critical. And whether that is phone activation, so emergency alerts, we have them here in the UK, they come through to your phone and tell you to take action. When you're dealing with flash flooding, it's a little bit different to river flooding because it happens very, very fast. So are there sirens? Are there things that physically would wake people up at 3 o'clock in the morning when there is this risk, when there's these thunderstorms happening, and actually get people out of properties that are going to be at risk of flooding? And that's something that certainly needs to be looked into. But we're expecting more rain over the coming days. So people really, really need to stay vigilant and take action, even if you don't think you're at risk.
What sort of action should people take?
they need to be making sure that they are prepared, they have a safety and evacuation plan in place. So know where you need to go if you need to evacuate. If you think you're at any risk at all, please just evacuate. Just go to high ground, go to somewhere safe, and have with you a fully charged mobile phone, some fresh water, some warm clothes and some blankets, because it's going to be terrifying if this continues with this level of rainfall.
Jess Neumann, University of Reading, thank you very much for your help.
Thank you.